Mass Crusaders. That's what you're getting. We don't get demonetized before we even get started. But hi there, and welcome to Jay's Toy Collection as we have some major 1980s action figure breaking news to go through. So StreamYard hates me this week, so we are in Streamlabs as we record this. If you recognize a slightly different setup, so we'll see how I get on. Before we get into that, if you could hit that like button, leave your thoughts in the comments below, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and of course, what I've not said in a while, tickle that notification bell to find out when new videos are going live. And if you fancy it, why not join the members club? We got hashtag flip open the flap, or we have the wedding fund. Now, we are still in the middle of the UK heatwave, so I am once again a hot, sweaty man, as you can see the sunlight beam down on my face. If you want a bigger picture of a hot, sweaty man, head back to the live stream tab, because last night myself and Cheeky Monkey covered the brand new G.I. Joe HasLab campaign that I think is sold now 5,500 units within the first day. So if you want more information on another 1980s property, then head over to the live stream as we cover G.I. Joe. But what other Hasbro product, of course, went perfectly with G.I. Joe? It was M.A.S.K. And finally, after 40 years since the original line came out, M.A.S.K is back in toy form, but this time from the loyal subjects who have licensed it from Hasbro. And selling out, this is selling out in the UK like absolutely anything. So we will have a closer look. So we'll head over to the screen share if this works. Hopefully you can see a screen share there. So we will go to Big Bad Toy Store, because in the US, M.A.S.K is going to be a Big Bad Toy Store exclusive. It is not in the UK. It is on all the UK independent retailers. And one thing is the price difference between UK and US is quite staggering, I think, potentially due to the tariffs. So let's have a look at the front page, and on BBTS, M.A.S.K returns the legacy reimagined, the classic 80s vehicles transformed for today's collectors. So this is the offerings then from BBTS. They do have a bundle there. How much is the bundle price going to be? $324.99 for the bundle price to get you the 4 vehicles from BBTS, and that does include the tariff surcharge within that price. So if the tariff comes down, I think they said the price will go down. If the tariffs go up, that will go up. But if the tariff stays is what I think it is, about 30% at the moment from China to the US, that is what you're going to be paying when these launch in literally a couple of months' time. Late August arrival is what we're looking at when it comes to these M.A.S.K figures. So the main question for the comments today is, are you in on this M.A.S.K line? Is this something you've been wanting? Are you buying these? I will let you know about me as we go through the video. So we'll start at the top then with the biggest vehicle. I don't think they've got all the copyright names. I believe this should be the Rhino back in the original line. But this is the SDCC version with some sort of chrome paint, I do believe. And you're getting Scott and T-Bob as well within this package here if you're getting the SDCC exclusive version, or also known as the Big Bad Toy Store exclusive version. So this is pretty good. It's a pretty good looking thing. So we head over here. We can see pre-order is up now in the US, $174.99. So that is more than I was thinking this line was going to be. I'd heard rumors that the price had gone up initially since they announced that no vehicle would be more than 100 within the main line. Didn't say anything about the SDCC exclusive stuff. But yeah, this is definitely on the pricey side. But when we come to the UK, it's nowhere near this price. So it's definitely UK collectors for once have got a decent deal when it comes to this. So we can see the vehicle there, the mobile defense unit vehicle in all its glory. And definitely they have had some sort of vac metal, some chromization to this version. And you can see basically the addition you're getting there, not the biggest figure pack in the world to be adding on. I think it adds around $40 to $50, I think, to the price of it. So may not be. And if, if these characters annoyed you, of course, in the 80s cartoon, which I'm sure they did for some, maybe the additional pieces here aren't anything you want. You'll be happy with the regular version of the mobile defense unit when it comes to the M.A.S.K line. So these are, again, in the original 2.5-inch figure scale, so they're not 3 3/4-inch figures. They are the smaller 2.75-inch figures, but they're definitely an upgrade in terms of paint detailing, and I think the articulation as opposed to the original line. Not a line I collected as a child. I wasn't born till, what was I, 87, so I kind of missed most of M.A.S.K, but I didn't get into it until my adult phase, as you could say, as I was starting to watch those G.I. Joe cartoons on YouTube, going back with the Sunbow stuff. The M.A.S.K cartoons come back as well, and it probably has the best theme tune of any cartoon series I've ever seen. I absolutely love the M.A.S.K theme tune. It's kind of the main reason I think I do want these toys, is the theme tune itself, because I can see myself walking in the toy room and just singing the theme tune to myself as I walk by. So Cheeky Monkey is probably going to get annoyed with me because, spoiler, yes, I did pre-order these figures. You can probably guess. Why would I be making a video? You know what I'm like. 80s cartoon. If it comes to an 80s cartoon, I'm going to be in. So we do have the high-tech helicopter, as they're now calling it, with Miles Wolf Mayhem, of course, your leader of the Venom faction, I do believe. So they're not calling it the Switchblade here. So again, I'm assuming there's a copyright issue. Maybe that's all lapsed or something. So they are just going for the generic name here. Why would you need a helicopter to turn into an aeroplane? Let me know that in the comments. I've always wondered. Maybe you're in a bit of stealth mode and then suddenly you can go a lot faster. But one flying vehicle that turns into another, that's a villain thing. That is a villain thing. So there's throwback to the original look of the packaging there. You've got the M.A.S.K logo. I can see myself cutting that out the box, sticking that front and center on the shelf. Gonna have to go, I think, a double deep shelf for some of these M.A.S.K figures because I think they're going to take up a decent bit of space here. I do believe the high-tech helicopter, as they like to call it, is at least a foot wide and a foot long. So you're sort of at least 12 to 13 inches. You're talking the size of this. It's going to take up some space. $89 though is what it will set you back if you're in the US. You can see the M.A.S.K there. You've got the sort of poison mist effect that comes out of it as well. So I believe that is a new feature they've added in, that additional M.A.S.K. And here is Matt Trakker then with the Thunderhawk. I'm sure this will be probably the most popular of the vehicles, the leader of M.A.S.K himself, with his car with the gull-wing doors that will. It's a flying car. It's the 1980s, people. This is the 1980s in a nutshell. So I can see. Let me know again in that comments about your nostalgia for M.A.S.K. I'm sure there's loads of people out there, and there's definitely some UK collectors out there that are definitely going to be in for these M.A.S.K figures and have nostalgia for this. Would you have preferred maybe 6-inch figures here? 3 3/4-inch figures, or are you happy with the fact it's the original scale? They're making slight modern upgrades, they said, to those kind of original sculpts as well. So they're keeping very faithful, it seems, to the actual original vehicle sculpts there as well. So that is Matt Trakker. Then we have Condor here. So we have the little bike that will turn into the helicopter. Your budget item, it does seem, when it comes to the M.A.S.K figures here. Brad Turner and Condor. Is it a bike? Is it a helicopter? You decide. It's playtime, I think, in some modern toy rooms when it comes to some of these. So $34.99 on BBTS for Condor. So nothing is sold out in the US as of yet, but we did have a midnight launch here in the UK. And yeah, $124.99 for the Rhino, the mobile defense unit with Matt Trakker and Bruce Sato there. So that's your non-STC version. So it is a $50 increase for the STCC version. So I don't know if that's going to be worth it to you in the US. Please do let me know in the comments section below. So M.A.S.K is back. So it seems to be a very successful launch for Loyal Subject. It's going to be my first time with Loyal Subject figures. I've not had anything from them before. So hopefully the quality is going to be there. Let me know if you've had anything from Loyal Subjects, or you've got, as I say, the bundle option available within the US, which I'm assuming, I haven't done the maths, but I assume it's going to save you a little bit if you go for the bundle option. But why am I talking about these figures being sold out everywhere? Well, that's because if we head over to the UK stock here, so this is Star Action Figures. As I said, a midnight launch last night. and he sold like absolute hotcakes. I woke up this morning, didn't do the midnight launch, I was happily in bed. I woke up and on my way to work, I was like, oh yeah, the M.A.S.K stuff's coming out. Let's just have a look, because I was a bit worried the prices would be quite high on these. So I was like, oh, maybe it's not a line I'm going to get into, because I collect far too many toy lines as it is. So I could do with not adding another toy line to the collection, but it's that theme tune, people. It's that theme tune, a cartoon, the theme tune. You're going to get me. And I've seen the Boulder Hill playset at some of the toy fairs, the NEC toy fairs we go to. And yeah, I want one of them. I want a Boulder Hill. Did you have Boulder Hill? Let me know in the comments below. But that thing's going to look great in the toy room. So please come on, loyal subjects. Let's get a repaint of Boulder Hill, because the original one is blimmin' pricey. So as we can see, the prices here, as a UK, much less. We're looking £20 for Condor, 51 for your aeroplane there. You've got your Rhino at 68, 102 for your SDCC version of it as well. So a bit of a £30 markup there. And we've got 35 for Trakker. So that is much cheaper in the UK. We're not getting hit by that tariff increase on these. So the prices, I think, to be fair, are quite reasonable in the UK, and they do vary from all the different independent retailers. But I woke up this morning, as I was saying, and literally, I think 4 out of the 5 vehicles here were completely sold out. It was like, oh, I've missed it. I've absolutely missed M.A.S.K. Luckily, I went onto some of the other websites and they weren't sold out. Star Action Figures then later in the day ordered more stock of this. And since then, as you look at this live page now, we've still got 3 out of the 5 sold out. So these have been restocked in the UK and effectively sold out twice on Star Action Figures. So is the audience out there for M.A.S.K much bigger than I thought it was going to be? Or is there such nostalgia for this 80s property? If we jump over to In-Demand Toys here, you can see the Thunderhawk is sold out as well. Switchblade is sold out. The Rhino is sold out for the SDCC version. Again, price is slightly different for Star Action Figures, a bit high here on In-Demand Toys. I did order over on Kapow Toys in the UK, is where I ordered this morning, because they were still in stock there. You see Condor is sold out. I've gone on Kapow a minute ago, and I think they've got one left, one of the 5 left. The rest have all gone. So the UK stock on this has been literally a 12-hour sellout. So M.A.S.K must be much bigger than I thought it was. So yeah, please leave all your thoughts in the comments on M.A.S.K. But I've got one more thing to say about sold out products. So we head over to BigBadToyStore again. You can see something I covered last week was the Fright Zone from Masters of the Universe. They do have the Fright Zone up for $92. However, Club Grayskull. I had to sign up to Club Grayskull just to have the privilege of buying Mattel figures. And, well, if you go to Mattel Creations, this thing is sold out in about half an hour. How has this sold out in half an hour? And as you can probably tell from my tone, I didn't get my order in. Time I got back from work, came upstairs to order this, it already sold out. But if you look down here in the blurb, Club Grayskull members should have access from the 1st of July all the way to the 15th of July. Well, Mattel, it's still the 1st of July, and this thing hasn't even lasted an hour. I know it does say there is some subject to availability while supplies last, but how have you got such low stock? Or I thought this was a pre-order rather than in stock anyway. How have we got such low production on this, but it can sell out in 30 minutes? Surely we haven't sold hundreds of thousands of Fright Zones from Motu. So my Club Grayskull membership is a bit pointless, isn't it, Mattel? So yeah, how is this sold out? What an absolute pain from Mattel. So I don't have a Fright Zone, which, as you can tell, I'm a little bit sorted about. I could use BigBadToyStore. The time you add on shipping and import fees from there, the price goes way up. So I'm hoping Mattel will actually get a restock of this at some point and actually solve the situation. But at the moment, no, it's a little bit annoying. So we have 80s nostalgia selling out everywhere, and that effectively has been the theme of today's video, which I hope is recorded, and you'll know that because it'll be on YouTube. And if it hasn't, I'm going to have to do all this again. That's a hot, sweaty mess. But I think we'll leave it at that. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have been Jay. This has been Jay's Toy Collection UK. And I will see you, of course, on the next video.